we need to talk about something incredibly important for parents and caregivers everywhere. Nestle has issued a global recall for some of its baby formula, and we're going to break down exactly what you need to know to keep your little ones safe. So let's just get right to it. This is an urgent alert. Nestle is pulling specific baby formulas from shelves all over the world because of concerns about a toxin. And yeah, you heard that right. This is a worldwide issue. Okay, so let's dive into the essential details. We'll start with the who, what, and where of this whole thing, so you can figure out fast if this might affect you and your family. This is, of course, the number one question on every parent's mind right now. So which products are we actually talking about? Let's get specific. Okay, take a look. This recall is hitting several major brands across Europe. So in the UK, you need to be on the lookout for specific batches of SMA infant formula. If you're in France, the brands are Gigos and Nidal. Over in Germany, it's Biba and Alfamino. And as you can see, the list goes on. Austria, Denmark, Italy, Sweden. This is a really widespread recall. Now, for a little bit of context, Nestle is saying they're doing this out of an abundance of caution. And to be fair, they've also said that there haven't been any confirmed reports of babies getting sick from these products, but they're not taking any chances. So what is the actual reason for this huge recall? What is this potential contaminant that's causing all the concern? Well, it all comes down to a toxin called cerulide. So what on earth is cerulide? Let me break it down. It's a toxin that's made by a pretty common bacteria. The problem is, if it gets into your system, it can cause some nasty food poisoning symptoms like vomiting and stomach cramps, which, as you can imagine, is especially dangerous for infants. And here is the part that is absolutely critical for every parent to hear. This isn't your average bacteria that you can just kill with heat. The Food Standards Agency has warned that this toxin, cerulide, is not destroyed by boiling water. So just preparing the formula like you normally would, it won't make it safe if the powder is contaminated. And don't just take my word for it. The official advice is crystal clear. Jane Rawling, who's the head of incidents at the Food Standards Agency, put it very plainly. Do not feed the affected products to your children, period. Okay, so with a warning that serious, the most important thing you can do right now is check any formula you have at home. Let's walk through exactly how to do that step by step. It's a really simple 4-step process. First, grab your tin or box of formula. Second, flip it over and look for the batch code on the base. Third, you'll need to go online to either Nestle's official website or the government's food safety site to check if that code is on the recall list. And fourth, if it's a match, stop using it immediately. Oh, and a quick little tip, if you use those ready-to-feed liquid formulas, the code might not be on the bottom. So check the outer box that it came in or look on the side or the top of the actual container. All right, but what if you've already used one of these products? I know this is a huge source of anxiety, so let's cover the official advice on exactly what to do next. This is the question that's probably making your heart race. What do you do if you just found out that the formula you've been giving your baby is on that recall list? Okay, the guidance from the Food Standards Agency is very clear and calm. If you have any health concerns whatsoever, the first thing to do is get professional medical advice. That means calling your doctor, or if you're in the UK, you can call the NHS 111 service for guidance. Please don't hesitate to make that call. So finally, let's just zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. How does something like this even happen? And what's the company's response been to such a major safety scare? Well, according to Nestle, the source of the contamination was an ingredient that came from one of their outside suppliers. And, it just goes to show you how incredibly complex these modern global supply chains are, and how one slip-up can have massive consequences. In response, as you'd expect, the company has issued a formal apology. They've said they sincerely apologize for all the worry and inconvenience this has caused for families.
And on a practical note, for anyone who bought one of the recalled batches, Nestle has promised you'll get a full refund.
And this all brings us to one final big question. When an incident like this happens involving a product made for the most vulnerable people in our society, it really makes you wonder. The problem might have started with the supplier, but where does the buck stop? Who is ultimately responsible for making sure every single link in that chain is safe? It's a huge question of trust and accountability that goes way beyond just this one recall.